So you might remember last time I said I was on a bit of a budget this month. Oops. Alright everyone, hope you are doing well. Thank you for pressing play once again. I am the man they call Pixel Paul, and yes, I have broken my budget a little bit this month. Only a little bit. Just a little bit. A little bit. So yeah, I am on a bit of a budget this month. I said this in my last pickups video. I don't want to spend too much money this month, and I haven't really, but I have gone probably over what I was intending to sort of pay and buy this month. But hey ho, things happen, don't they? Worse things happen. So yeah, I've picked up a few things. It's a very sort of budget kind of pickups video, this one, apart from one game maybe, which I'll talk about at the end, but let's get into it. So like I said, bit of a budget week, bit of a budget month, bit of a budget pile of games to be fair, but I did manage to trade some games in. I took some games to CEX and got some credit for it. I'll show a picture of what I took here. Nothing major really there. Got rid of one or two games that were either duplicates or I'd played or were just not very good. I did get rid of Dark Native Apostle on the PlayStation 2. Not very good, that game. Not very good at all. I think I got about £6 for that though, so that wasn't too bad. I also traded The Thing in. I finished that. I'll talk about that in my video at the end of this month. But yeah, I got £15 trade in on The Thing as well. Just decided I'm not going to play it again, I don't think. I've got the PlayStation 2 version. But yeah, I'll talk about that at the end of the month. But yeah, all in all, I think I got about £40 for that. I did spend a little bit of that credit as well. Then went to Bolton and Bury, just had a quick look around. It was really busy in Bury because of the food and drink festival, so I wasn't there too long, but did manage to pick up some games. Didn't take any footage of in Bury, but I did take a little bit of footage when I went to Bolton, mainly CEX and cash converters, so we'll take a quick look at that now. So off out into Bolton, here we go, Bolton Town Hall there. First up, cash converters. Now, they don't have a huge amount of stock in here. They've had these little cartridges for a while, but for the rest of the stock, it's really sparse. They've not had a lot in here recently. It's reasonably priced, but there's just not a lot of stock in here at all, as you can see. Copy of the Amazing Spider-Man 360 there, $9.99, which isn't too bad a price. Spider-Man 3 there as well on PlayStation 3, $12.99 on that. But yeah, really not a lot in here. Jurassic Park Evolution, $5.99. I think that's a bit more in CEX, so again, that's not a bad price. And Hogwarts Legacy, PS5, down to $9.99. Possibly worth a pick up, but I think it is on PS Plus at the moment. So into CEX now. This is my local CEX. Look at the retro glass cabinet to begin with. Nice N64 there. There's quite a lot in here, to be fair, and you might be able to spot it, but there's a lot behind this sort of front display, which is annoying actually, because there's some decent stuff in the background, which I'll come on to in a little bit. But what they've got there is not too bad. Nothing really caught my eye this time around, but there is some decent stuff in there. Very pricey, some of it. Some of the more expensive 360 games there. Some nice GameCube games, and a few Mega Drive games too. Onto PlayStation 3. I've really got a lot of the PlayStation 3 games I want. Recently picked up Conan on the Xbox 360. Not played it yet, but looking forward to giving it a go. Yeah, not a huge amount for the PlayStation 3 in here. Moving over to Xbox 360. I've seen this in there for a while, £15 still on that. Wouldn't mind giving it a try. Spider-Man again, there you go, £12. Did spot this steelbook, Dead Rising, tenner on it. Really rusty copy of this. Yeah, I'm not going to pick that up in that condition. And then I spotted this. Now people who have been watching my channel will know that I'm after this. Doom 3, £8 on there, on the Xbox. Now the outer case is a bit worse for wear. I did decide against picking this one up. I just think maybe I'll be able to find it in better condition. I'm a bit on the shelf. I don't know whether I should have picked this up and just, gone for it and grabbed this one. Maybe the sleeve isn't as bad as it looks, but I did decide to leave it. I am still on the lookout for that Doom Steelbook, Doom 3. It's one that I really need to pick up at some point. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance there, and Mortal Kombat Deception as well. A couple of weeks ago they really stocked up on Xbox 360. I did buy a few, well quite a lot actually, but there's not a lot left in there. Onto the Nintendo Wii now, another Mortal Kombat game, Armageddon. PSP, not too much there, not too much in PlayStation 2 either, but they did have this, Dark Chronicle, £15. I played Dark Cloud, but I've never played Chronicle. I was a little bit tempted, but it was a bit sun damaged on the side, so I decided against it. And as I was saying, you can see there's loads of games sort of hidden away, one of which I'm really tempted to get, which is Star Fox Assault, but it's £58 at the moment, so not yet. Cheers everybody. Right, so let's get on to the pickups. From Bolton CEX then, I picked up this one. Mortal Kombat Deception, £5 paid for that. Mortal Kombat Deception, this was another Mortal Kombat game. I'm sort of playing catch up with this series a little bit. I was never a big fan of Mortal Kombat, but yeah, playing catch up with it. Mortal Kombat Deception, I always assumed it was just another cheap spin-off type game for the Kombat series, but it's not. Apparently it's very, very good. Who knew? Everybody apparently. I have got Deadly Alliance as well now, and thought that was really good, but this is more or less the same sort of game, or more of the same, except it did include like a is it the online sort of, I think it was the first Mortal Kombat game to go online, if I've read it right, I think it is, but it also includes Mortal Kombat Chess and Mortal Kombat or Puzzle Combat as well, which is quite interesting. Chess combat, puzzle combat, you can just see pictures of those on the back there. So they're quite interesting. I don't know if they're going onto the Mortal Kombat collection or not. I'm not even sure if Deception is. I know when the Kombat collection was announced, people were going, oh, well, where's this and where's that? And I don't know if this was one of them. I'm not sure if Deception's going on. I think is Armageddon one of the others as well, which I nearly picked up on the Wii, but I decided against that in the end. Anyway, but yeah, Mortal Kombat Deception, nice one to add in, nice and complete as well. Very new looking copy of this actually. So another Mortal Kombat game in the collection. Looking forward to trying that one. Another one I say looking forward to trying. I have already played this game a little bit. I spoke about this game, I think it was in one of my what I played in type videos, because I've been playing it on PS Plus, and that game is Concrete Genie. So Concrete Genie, PlayStation 4, £6 paid for that. Yeah, I played this a little bit on PS Plus. It just, because it was a PlayStation VR compatible title, it kind of jumped out. It just looked intriguing. I played maybe the first sort of 20 minutes, half an hour of it, and absolutely loved it. Checked out how much the physical version of it was on CEX. It was only £5 actually. It's listed as £5 on CEX. They had £6 on the sticker for some reason, but they did sell it for the £5, which is good. And I think £5 is a pretty reasonable price to pay for a game like this. And yeah, what is this? So this is a bit of a like third-person adventure platformer type game. You use like a magic power brush to make this sort of town that you can see in the background there come back to life in a way. And yeah, I just really enjoyed what I'd played of it. I thought it was really different, very kind of magical feeling. It just had that feel of some, you know, one of those games that kind of just draw you in, and it just has something about it. And I just wanted to pick up a physical copy of it as well. It is VR compatible. I don't think the VR element of it is necessarily part of like the main game. I think it's more of a, like I say, it's sort of VR compatible, which usually means it's kind of, you can use part of VR to play something in the game, and I don't think it's actually the main game. I think it's more like you can just use it to use, you know, like the paintbrush and things like that. A bit of a you know, side or spin-off kind of part of the game in a way. So yeah, I am really looking forward to, you know, properly playing this game now. Yes, I probably could have just played it on PS Plus, I know, but you know, I'm a physical game collector and I just wanted to have a physical copy of it, and really happy to add that one in. So yeah, £5 paid for that. Ignore that sticker. That's a good pickup, I think. So moving on to what I picked up from Berry, and I mainly got stuff from Cash Converters there. there was a few things there, not loads, but if I see games for like $1.99 or 99p, I'm usually very tempted. Very tempted. And they had quite a few, actually, sort of really kind of reduced games, all relatively sort of budget titles, but I think just about worth picking up, and pick them up I did. So we've got 4 Nintendo DS games. I'm still really enjoying collecting for the Nintendo DS. I think it's a cracking console. Going on holiday soon as well, and I'm going to take my 2DS with me, so yeah, I've got loads of DS games to take with me and play when I can, when I'm relaxing, that sort of thing, when I'm on holiday. So the first one I got was Worms Open Warfare, and I paid $1.99 for that. I think Worms Warfare it's a £3 game in CEX, so $1.99 is not too bad, is it? But nice and complete. So yeah, Worms Open Warfare. See what that's like. I'm not a huge fan of Worms, if I'm honest. But yeah, $1.99. Not gonna ignore that. The next one was Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. I paid $1.99 for that one as well. Again, nice and complete, decent condition to be fair as well. Maybe just needs a little bit of a clean. No idea what kind of game this is. Probably just cheap and cheerful. Third-person action type game. It's £4 in CEX at the moment, so 50% of that price. Give it a go. I do like Transformers. Oh yeah, completely coincidental that I do like Transformers. Not a huge fan of the Transformers movies, apart from the first one maybe. But yeah, we'll see what that's like. $1.99 paid for that. Pocket money stuff in it, really. Speaking of which, Need for Speed Undercover as well. That was $1.99 as well. Is this complete? No, it didn't have a manual with that one, but not that bothered really. Yeah, Need for Speed Undercover. Not the world's greatest Need for Speed by any stretch, but probably sort of passable racing fun for the Nintendo DS. So, and then for 99p, I also picked up Polarium. Now I am a bit of a sucker for handheld gaming puzzle games. I do like puzzle games on a handheld console. Paid 99p for that one. I think it's a £1.50 game in CEX. I feel like I have played Polarium before. I can't remember. Probably back in the day when I wasn't quite as fussed with puzzle games and possibly didn't have the patience for them. I feel like I have played this one before, but possibly not a lot. So yeah, that's a nice one to have. But yeah, very cheap, very cheerful. 99p paid for that. Again, nice and complete. So it feels like a really chunky manual in that one. Yeah, it is. That's a big manual for a DS game. Oh, it's even got the DS catalogue in there as well. Let's have a quick sneak through that. Metro Prime Picto Chat, 64, Mario 64, Pokemon Dash, WarioWare Touched. I think this was Polarium, a really early game. I think it was, wasn't it? These are all launch titles, and that's in there. So yeah, Polarium anyway. I genuinely can't remember if I played this or not. It does look really dull on the back, to be honest. But I'll give it a go, see what that's like. Just 2 more from Cash Converters. I also got this as well. £1.49 I paid for this. Actua Golf. Yeah, budget title. Like I said, this is a budget games pickups video, this one. But Actua Golf, PlayStation 1, £1.49 paid for that. Partly just bought this one because the box is in really good condition. So it's another PlayStation 1 box, which is in really good condition. So it's worth it just for the box, if nothing else. I might give this a go as well. Actua Golf, it's a golf game. It looked alright actually as well. I'm not a huge fan of golf games particularly, but featuring 3 commentators. Peter Aylis, the voice of golf. Radio 5's Tony Adamson, and US commentator Pat O'Brien. Never heard of him, don't know. But I mean, this is, again, really nice condition. And look at the size of that manual for a golf game. It's huge. Massive game, massive manual, that one. Big chunky boy. 200 pages in that. Unbelievable. I'm assuming there's different languages in it. And yeah, the disc is in reasonable condition as well. So yeah, nice little add in that one. £1.49 paid for that. Probably will become a spare box, possibly. I don't know. I don't know. That might go on the shelves. It's probably shelf worthy, to be fair. But £1.50 paid for that. And then the last one from Cash Converters. You see this one around quite a lot. Or I should say, Actua Golf. I couldn't find that on CEX to see how much of a price you get for that. But on eBay, it looks like it goes for anywhere between £7 to £10. So, it's not a bad pickup, that one at all. Also, speaking of cheap games, you see this one quite cheap quite often, really. PlayStation 4 Homefront: The Revolution. Paid £1.99 for that. It's a £4 game in CEX. So yeah, Homefront. I have played the original Homefront. I played it originally on Xbox 360. I have it on PlayStation 3 now. I've not played the PS3 version, but I did play the Xbox 360 version, and it was okay. Sort of fairly solid, decent game. A bit like Freedom Fighters. It's almost like a bit of a spiritual successor to Freedom Fighters, which I absolutely loved, that game. I think it's such an amazing game. This isn't quite as good, but it does feel kind of the same sort of game, same feel, same very similar story as well. But yeah, never played The Revolution, so I'll see what this is like. It's always been relatively cheap, this one, for some reason. But I've not seen any reviews of it, and to be honest, at £1.99, I don't really care. It's just worth a look at £1.99. Nice and complete again. It's even got a download code there as well, probably being used, who knows. So yeah, £1.99 paid for that. £4 I think that is in CEX at the moment, so again, half price. So those were the sort of budget CEX Cash Converters pickups for this week. So those were the budget pickups. I did actually make 2 pickups of 2 not brand new games, but new games, if you like. Well, one's brand new, day one release, which is completely unlike me. I don't do that often. Another one was just it's a new copy of a game. These were from Smith's Toy Superstore. I've said in the past, if you keep your eye out in there, you can pick up some really nice clearance bargains in there, and I've done that with this one. I think it's not a bad little pickup. Lego 2K Drive on the Series X and Xbox One. So yeah, brand new and sealed. Paid £3 for that, which it's not a bad price to pay for any sort of game, but a new one on a new console, if you like. This goes for, I think it's like a £10 game in CEX at the moment, and you get £6 trade on this as well. So I may give this a look. Pixel Junior might play this a little bit, but if not, I'll double my money and get £6 back for it. So yeah, it's not a bad little pickup that. I don't know what it's like. Story mode and open world racing. Sounds a bit like Mario Kart in a way. Based on Lego. I mean, it looks pretty enough. Lego games are Lego games though, aren't they? I'm not a huge fan of Lego games particularly, but kids love them. Pixel Junior might like it, not sure. But yeah, £3 pay for that one. Lego 2K Drive, see what that's like. And then sort of the big one this week. This was the one that was a bit unexpected. I knew it was coming, I just didn't realise it was this week. Had I known it was this week, I might have pre-ordered it somewhere else. But no, I kind of saw it got the release, a physical release. We were in Smith's, saw it on the shelf, and couldn't resist. I just had to buy it. Robocop, Rogue City, Unfinished Business on the PlayStation 5. I really, really loved Robocop, Rogue City earlier this year. I would say quite possibly one of my favourite games that I've played this year. Really enjoyed it. A lot of people did, criticise it a bit because they say it's a bit of a Xbox 360 type arcade shooter type, throwback to those days. And I get that. It does feel a bit like a PS3 360 type first person shooter. People will say it's dead clunky, it's dead slow, there's no jumping, it's a bit linear. Well, yeah, he's Robocop. It's not going to be jumping around, bouncing off walls, running. It's not Halo, is it? He's not Master Chief. He's Robocop. But no, as a Robocop fan, I really, really loved Rogue City. Was a bit surprised when they announced Unfinished Business. Was it earlier? I think it was earlier this year. They said that this was coming out, and I mean, it is essentially. And you don't get this that often these days anyway. It's essentially DLC, but released physically. I paid £22 for it. Was it 22? I think. Which is half of what a brand new game is, or maybe even a third of what a brand new game is these days. So £22. Fully get that this isn't going to be the longest game ever, or anything like that. But what I've played of it so far, I've really enjoyed, and it is more of the same. It's just pretty much, it's exactly the same sort of game engine as Robocop Rogue City. It is just like an expansion of that game. The only difference that I've noticed so far is that they added, so when you go into Robocop's targeting view, it can pick up like panels that you can shoot, and they will ricochet the bullets and hit enemies. That's the only thing that wasn't in the original version, the original game. It's a nice little addition. It does actually make it quite easy to pick off enemies in a way, but yeah, it's a nice little addition. Bit of a kind of sort of semi-throwback to the films, I guess. I think he's done a do that in one of the films, I can't remember. But yeah, I've so far enjoyed what I've played of it. It is more of the same. It does say on the back cover as well that at some point you play as Alex Murphy and Ed209. I haven't got to those bits yet, but I am looking forward to it. Story-wise, it's a little bit like, a lot of people sort of go to say it's like the Judge Dredd movie, the one that's done in 3D, not the Sylvester Stallone one. It's a bit like that in that you're in a building, and you are, I think, essentially making your way through the building, taking out mercenaries, and the story is sort of confined to that building, which is okay. I quite like that. The first Rogue City was a bit more, not open world, but it took place across an entire city, if you like, whereas this is confined to one sort of building, a bit like The Raid as well, if you've ever seen The Raid, which was an excellent movie. There was a Raid 2 as well, so a little bit like that as well. But yeah, thoroughly enjoying this. Like I said, I paid about £22 for it. You can get it a bit cheaper. I think Argos are doing it for $19.99. I'm sure I saw an online place, it might have been CD Keys. I think it was CD Keys were doing it for about $16.99. So at $16.99, that's an absolute steal at the moment. It will come down in price. It will come down in price. Released new for about 22, you are going to be able to get this for probably about a tenner eventually. So you might want to wait. Probably worth waiting, but I couldn't. I just wanted to play it and thoroughly enjoying it so far. The pickups this week, slightly unexpected, but I've used a bit of CEX credit on them as well, and the rest are cheap as chips. So I haven't really broken the bank, probably, other than that one. I probably should have waited for Robocop, but I couldn't. I just wanted to play it. Really have enjoyed so far playing that. Looking forward to diving into Concrete Genie as well, and giving that a proper go. Happy to pick that one up finally. And yeah, Kombat as well. I'll be giving that one a go. Really enjoying Mortal Kombat at the moment. Properly getting into that series a bit more. So yeah, happy with those. Have you played any of those games? Let me know in the comments. I will always try to reply and get a discussion going. Have you played Robocop Unfinished Business yet? Let me know what you think of that one. Be interested to know. I know a lot of you who watch this channel, did play Robocop Rogue City and really enjoyed it. So yeah, if you've played this one yet, let me know what you thought of that. Thank you for watching. As always, I genuinely do really appreciate everybody who watches and subscribes to the channel and likes and comments. It makes it all worthwhile. It really does. So thank you for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.